In this video, we're going to show you a little hack on how to win at life. We are all busy people, we've got a lot going on in our lives, a lot to think about, but how can we prioritise things in order to best squeeze in all the stuff that we really want to or need to do? We've got a super awesome tip for you that we've learned from experience that we think may just help you out in a super awesome way. Hi! Welcome to our safe space to explore the big issues of life and faith across different schools in Southport, the area, and even on YouTube.
True. My name is Hettie and this is Tabz. If you've not met us before, hi!
Hello.
And we're married, and when it comes to packing everything in our suitcases when we go on holiday, bear with me, I find that I pack things in really well and somebody else, that's you, goes 5 minutes before into the bedroom, tries to chuck everything in a bag. So I thought it'd be good to find out who is the best at packing a suitcase. So let's find out right now. See, I knew it, that I would win that challenge.
Okay. You're better at packing a suitcase than
Thank you. Thanks, a big achievement in life.
Well done.
My mother will be proud.
She might be.
Anyway, but to be fair to you, it is not always easy to get everything in. And actually in life, it's not always easy to fit everything in we need to fit in and do everything we need to do.
That's true. In fact, I wonder actually, do you ever find that you just have so much going on in life that you can't fit it all in? Or you've got so much to do that you just don't know where to start? Or maybe you've got so many things to think about that you just can't get them all into your head, you don't have the headspace for it. Even like money and stuff, like I've got so much things that I need to spend my money on, but I don't have enough money, I just don't know where to start. How do I prioritise things?
Yeah, well, if that is you, well, we have a hack for you so that you can win at life.
Imagine you have a vase. In this vase, you have various things that you need to fit in. Each of these things are a different size to each other. So maybe some of those things that you need to fit in the vase are quite big things, but some of the things might be a bit smaller maybe. So you've got your big stones, or the smaller stones, which fit in a little bit easier. Or maybe these grains of sand, which are just tiny little grains of sand, but loads of them could just fit in here, there and everywhere. And even some water that just, pours into your vase. What order do you put them in? Imagine if the sand and the stones maybe represented things that weren't quite as important as the really huge things that you need to try and fit in life. Maybe you know that you've got a big stone one day, and perhaps like a big project that you need to do for school. And you wake up in the morning and the vase is like the day ahead of you, and you think, I know what I'll do. I'll do a sand priority first. I'll get up and I'll just, do some of my hobbies. I'll go and ride out on my bike all day until I've ridden my bike as much as I possibly can, and maybe I'll throw in a few maybe smaller priorities in there as well, like making sure I catch up with someone before actually finding that, well, I filled my vase with all this stuff and I don't have any space for the big things that I really, really need to do.
So here is how you can make sure you fit everything in. If you're looking at the day ahead of you, making sure that you put the big rocks in first, that you've done that big piece of work that you've got to do for school that you just can't put off any longer, that you go and visit that person that's really important to you that you know that you need to go and see, that you're doing positive things for yourself that help your mental well-being. You're doing all those big things and getting those in first, because then you can put in your smaller rocks. Perhaps the smaller projects you've got to do for school, or the revision of things that you find a bit easier, whereas the big rock revisions are things that are a bit harder. And you make sure you've got your little rocks in around your big rocks. Because then you will have space to be able to do the things that are a little bit easier to fit in. You'll be able to see your friends without the pressure of those big things that you haven't managed to do, because you will have done them. And you'll be able to do your hobbies and all things without worrying about the big stuff that you've already done. And then you can fit in your water, the things that you don't even need to think about doing, the things that just kind of happen, like playing on your Xbox, going on social media, going on YouTube. Those things are just a bit fluid and they can just go in whenever.
So with the vase, you had all that stuff that you had to get in there. If you put all that stuff in the right order, you can maximize the space that you've got in that vase. And life is like that. Life is one of those things where actually if we try and think ahead, make sure that we're making space for the important things to us, other stuff that just is natural and slots in, like certain friends, hanging out with certain friends, or checking social media, things like that we don't often need to find time for because they just happen. Those things can slot in, but also the whole idea of the vase you could apply to loads of different things, like your personal finances, maybe making sure that some big rocks might be checking that you're saving some stuff, putting some stuff aside to save, big things, or maybe then making sure you've got your important things that you want to spend money on up there before you just fill in with, I don't know, sweets or whatever. Or maybe it's relationships and who you spend time with, making sure that you're prioritizing that so you get the right priorities right there. Or perhaps it's the different things that we do for our mental health and our well-being. There's all sorts of ways that you can put this whole idea into practice to try and avoid those build-ups of stress. There's loads of other different ideas, but if you've liked this one, why don't you let us know by liking this video on YouTube.
So if you've enjoyed this video, you can find us at Safe Space Southport on YouTube, where you can subscribe to see more videos like this or loads of fun stuff that we've got going on. So hopefully we'll see you on there soon or in another lesson like this. Bye!